Welcome back. Higgy Wiggy.
Happy Tuesday, guys. Hope you had a gorgeous week.
We are joined by our third guest of the season.
Yes, we would love to introduce our third guest of the season, Chloe Charmicheal, also known as Chloe's Deal Club. She is our trusted money influencer, here to revolutionise everyone's financial journey.
Ooh.
Think Martin Lewis, fun money saving expert, but better, to be honest. Chloe has amassed a huge following of over, and by the time this podcast comes out, it's probably going to be about 1 million, 100,000 followers across Instagram and TikTok. That is rapidly growing by the second, and that is no exaggeration. With recent viral videos such as getting paid for our empty beauty products, how to get business class tickets half price, and how deal stacking has saved her thousands of pounds. Chloe was also invited to present on This Morning with Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary in February, and regularly features on the radio, giving all the listeners her must-have deals.
Bloody love it. Aside from all this incredible success, Chloe has also been working hard in the background by launching her free newsletter that we can all receive every week with some of the best money saving tips, unlocking lucrative deals. That's a fancy word.
It is.
And uncovering irresistible freebies.
Whoa.
She promises to show us clever hacks at major UK stores to ingenious money-making strategies, and will ensure that we will never miss out on a great bargain again. Can you tell I didn't write that?
With the current economic climate and huge price increases left, right and centre, we felt that Chloe was perfect guest to come on today to show us and you how we can all still treat ourselves by saving extra pennies and maybe even earning a little extra money along the way. How was that for an intro?
Sounds good. You smashed it. Like I feel like I actually need to hire you just to write all of my captions, the content on my website.
Love
Smashed it.
Yes.
Very professional.
If you could send me that after, so I can put it on my website.
Yeah, that's perfect. Good job for you. So, anyway, welcome, Chloe. And we can't move on any further because the room smells of something perfect and we need to know what it is. We have our spit or swallow of the week. And I said to Chloe, you can bring it whatever you want. And she says,
We like to give our guests the
I want you to
choice.
just explain. Oh my God, this looks...
Yeah, so I was going to bring in a baked good and I'd asked Mum to bake something, but I think I put her on the spot with only telling her yesterday afternoon.
She's good at baking, isn't she?
Very good, very good. She loves it. So this is a curry from what I would say is the best Indian. It's a hill I'm willing to die on, and I will fight anyone that says it's not. So
Fine.
It's Punjabi in Ibrox. It's on Paisley Road West in Glasgow. It's like just round the corner from Ibrox Stadium.
Yeah.
And I would say it's more, you can sit in, but I definitely just get a takeaway from there. So this is a South Indian garlic chilli.
Oh my God, I love
Phenomenal.
it.
I hope I've heated it up enough. So if
Is
it's
it chicken?
cold, yeah, chicken tikka. So
Wow.
I hope it's good. I just feel like it's a business that just needs more people to know about it.
Holy fuckaroonie.
You swallowed. We're good.
Oh yeah.
No spitting.
No spitting here.
Right.
Well, it's got a kick to it.
It's
I'm
really good.
excited.
I didn't go as far as bringing some
Rice and naan.
some hoose rice or naan or anything. So
Who's rice?
it's right.
Is that a Scottish thing?
Have you never seen
Kevin
Kevin
Bridges.
Bridges?
Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
a sketch he does?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable, by the way.
Good. I'm glad you think it's good. So yeah, all of their curries are really good, and it's
What's it called again? Punjabi?
Punjabi Ibrox. So it's good. You should go.
Listen, there'll be so many of our followers that will know about this. Trust me, and they'll be writing us, won't they, saying, oh my God,
Yeah.
we love that for them.
Get a chicken tikka South Indian garlic chili and a garlic coriander naan. So good.
Yes? Oh my God, you even got a dish there.
Be stinking of garlic for weeks, but it's worth it.
Right,
Worth
well,
it.
thank you so much. That's absolutely a swallow. So, let's begin. Right. We have a long list of questions here from you guys and us as well, but Chloe, we want to know first, and we ask all of our guests this, and just us every week, what's been a lot on your plate this week? And it can be, well, physical, we want to know something that you've eaten, that's a highlight. And then emotional, but it doesn't have to be anything bad. It could be a rant, it could be something that's going on that you want to shout about, just something short and sweet.
Cool. So something I've eaten this week. I'd say something that I was really surprised at was Sylvan, that restaurant in the West End, which
Yeah.
is where I actually
Sort
first met both of you on
Yes.
Saturday. It's a vegetarian restaurant, and I'm like a meat eater through and through. Like, I like to go out for a steak.
Yeah.
So I was, when my friend was like, oh, we're going there for a birthday, I was like, I'll be brave, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And
I
it
felt
makes
the
me
same.
realise that I've just like not been been cooking vegetables right my entire life. The fact of how good those
tasted.
dishes were.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And what you
surprised.
done with your book club friends?
Yeah.
Because we speak about it a little bit on the podcast, because a lot of our listeners ask how they can make friends in their 30s or any age, to be honest, and like-minded people. And that was one of the suggestions, that you could go there and meet friends. So you've met a lot of people there.
Yeah, so I first went in maybe like August or September last year, and I didn't know anyone. I speak to Kirsty's Kitchen on Instagram, who's one of the co-hosts of it, and she asked me to come along. So I went along, didn't know anyone, was pretty nervous, and then she sat me with two girls called Pam and Lou, and now we're
Pam
such good
is
friends.
who's Glasgow Food Geek.
Yes,
And
she's
I
brilliant.
love Pam.
Oh, that's so nice.
Pam's
isn't it?
amazing. She was the very first person, I think I've said this before on this podcast, but she was the very first person I ever followed when I moved here 8 years ago, because
Really?
I honestly used to love her blog and her website, and I used to always say to her, please don't ever get rid of that, because that was like my Bible of restaurants when I first moved here. And yeah, she's great, isn't she?
Yeah, so good. But I absolutely love book club. Like, it's one of my favourite nights of the month. Like, I was expecting everyone would like be sitting around in a circle with a cup of tea, and it's just very chilled. But like, it's wild. It's like it's a night out, but you're still home at a decent time, and it's just a good way to meet friends. Loads of people going their own. Like, there's flowers on the tables for if you're going
on your
yourself
own.
to sit with other people
And
that
do you
are on
read the
their own.
book?
I've read it a couple times, but I feel like I am so. The book in January was A Court of Thorn and Roses.
Yes, 'cause we
and
were speaking about that,
yeah,
weren't we?
I am so. I've just finished book 5, so I've just been so invested in that for like the last 4 or 5 months or whatever,
Really?
and phenomenal. That I actually feel that it's like a bit of a void in my life right now that I don't have this to read.
What's your
It's
favourite
so
book?
Good.
Which one? One of the 5.
1 and 5.
1 and 5.
The main character in it, Vera, just really annoys me. So I like that book 5 isn't about her, she's still in it a bit, but not that much. So I
Okay.
think that's why I like book 5 so much. But
I still
yeah,
need
it's
to
good.
read them.
You do.
Yeah,
it's good.
We both got it, but we just
Yeah.
haven't. Just typical, isn't it? Well, no, you've been quite good
Excuse
with
me?
your books. Yeah, speak for yourself.
I have been reading all the time, although I'm now reading that Malibu Rising that you gave me, and I don't like it, and I think I'm just going to stop and move on, because I'm
Yeah.
like, do you know what? Life's too
Yeah.
short.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
So I've decided.
So is anything going on in life that you want to get off your plate?
I feel like I'm live a pretty drama-free life,
Love
which
to hear
is
it.
good. But one thing, just when you'd mentioned this question, I was really thinking this morning on what it could be, and just a couple of things I've noticed this morning. So we're kind of getting straight into the money saving side here.
Yes.
But I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but a lot of brands and retailers recently have been doing like, oh, if you're on our website and buy something between 5 and 7 p.m, you can get like an extra 20% off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just really annoying me that brands are like giving these deals at such a short
Period of time.
such a short period of time that you're like instantly excluding so many people. And it's like we're all sitting around at home being like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, it's time,
Yeah.
time to go shop on that website. Like we
so true.
have lives, like gonna
Yeah.
just give us a discount all day.
That's like
Yeah.
ASOS do that a lot,
Yes.
and it's between 7 and 9.
Yeah. So
true.
I think there was something on ASOS today, and it was, I think you can get, there's a selection of clothes that are down to £10 for 2 hours today. And I'm like, can you not just make them, if they're £10 at 11 o'clock, why can't they be £10 at 3 o'clock?
And also, think about the people that work night shifts as well. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So they're missing out, like you say.
Yeah. So that's just, I was trying really hard to think of something that had bugged me recently. So
No, but that is good.
That's one that came up.
That's a good one.
That is.
Right, Zozzy, kick us
Right.
off.
So the first topic, background, bit about you, social media. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, brief career background. How did you get into what you're doing now?
Good question. So
Where do I start?
yeah, so I started my Instagram literally as a hobby. It'll be 5 years ago in May, which
Amazing.
is it May now?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Today.
yes.
Yeah. So five years ago this month, which is just wild, like how it's gone the last 5 years. Like I've tried so many different side hustles, and I didn't even start this as a side hustle. It was literally just as a hobby. So I'm still mind blown that I've been able to keep something going this long and haven't got bored. But my background is in social media, digital marketing, e-commerce. So I just still don't really know how I ended up in that either, because it was product design that I did at uni. So I don't know how
That's cool.
I got a job in marketing when I came out. But yeah, it all just kind of somehow came together. But in terms of the money saving, my dad always loved to save money. And it was before things like Groupon and Voucher and all that were a thing. Like he would like cut discounts out of the newspaper or would like print off vouchers online, and we'd get to a restaurant, then he'd hand over the voucher and we'd be like, oh my God.
Cereal boxes and stuff.
Yeah. So this was like before it was kind of like the thing to do, and and like times have changed so much. People are happy to spend a bit of time looking for a deal now, but we'd even be in like a high street shop, and then he'd just get to the front of the queue and ask for a discount. And that's just like, if you're maybe going to a market or something, but if you're in Top Man or Burton's, he'd just ask for a discount and you would always get it. But by the time he got the discount, we were all standing outside the shop being like, it's happened again. This is so embarrassing. But yeah, I never really understood it. And then I had my first job between school and uni. I was working in a call centre and I was literally going shopping on every day off because it was the first time I'd had like a full-time salary. I was living at home, so I was like spending all the time. I had a new outfit for every single night out. And there was something like an item was on sale and then you could get an extra 20% off or something. And then I was like, hang on, like, why would I have ever paid full price for that if that's instantly like one deal or two deals that I can stack on top there? Like, it's money that I'm working for. I was like busting my ass in that call centre, working 12-hour shifts, like super long days. And like, why, if I can get something cheaper, that's money extra in my pocket that I can then put towards a holiday or like saving up for, I don't know if anyone's saving for a house or just the things people are saving for. So why wouldn't I want to keep as much of that as possible instead of lining the pockets of a multi-million or billion-pound company's pocket? Yeah. So it's just been from there, something clicked to me, and I understood why my dad really focused on those small savings because they really quickly add up. Yeah. And then just from there, I just kind of vowed to myself, where possible, I'm not going to pay full price for putting a few minutes effort in.
Just to find a little bit less.
Yeah, you can be saving. It might only be a few pounds. It could be hundreds of pounds you're saving, depending on what thing you're buying. Yeah. So yeah, it just clicked in me then that I just vowed not to pay full price, and then my family and friends got wise to it. So my mum would like send me the link to something and be like, can you just find the best deal on this, buy it, I'll transfer you the money for it. So it just kind of went from there. And then it was literally just a random Sunday night 5 years ago. I was like, well, if I'm finding deals, if I'm helping my friends and family save money as well, like, why don't I just try help more people? So I just set up an Instagram. Like, it was a complete spur of the moment decision, and then
look at you now,
gone from there.
Love that.
And you were telling us earlier that it's been full-time now, your full-time job since last January.
Yes. So
how was that handing you notice of your old job?
Loved it. Like, it's probably one of the days I'll always remember. Yeah. I feel as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to have my own business. I've never really, it's marketing that I've always worked in, and I've personally always find it quite hard to fit in offices. Like, I've never always, I'm not sure if you guys maybe had the same experience in marketing, but it can be very cliquey. And I just never really fit in. I always felt a bit of an outsider in jobs that I worked in. So I just really struggled with that. And I would love a job for the first few months, and then like I would just hate everything about it. And I've never had that with my deal club, what I do now. Like, I genuinely enjoy it every day. I don't get like the fear in the morning. I don't, on a Sunday night, I don't be like, oh God, I have to go to work tomorrow. Like, I can't face another week of this. So it's the best decision I've ever made, and I hope it continues for the rest of my life.
Your content's so engaging. I actually first came across you because I work with Virgin Money and I have worked with them now a couple of years.
They're amazing, aren't they?
They are great to work with, aren't they? And you also do, so I do the food side of it, and you just do like the money saving things, all sorts of stuff actually. And then I started following you and I thought, oh my God. And then it was your recent boots. Well, in fact, I love all your videos, but there was one recently I was like, fuck, that's such a good idea. And it was the boots one.
Yeah, so you can get, basically, and
it went viral, hasn't it?
I think it's at over 3 million views now. It's mad. Yeah, so we all have empty beauty products, and not even just beauty products. Like, or when I refer to beauty products, I don't just mean makeup. It's like skincare, hair care, body care, all just all basically self-care products. But it doesn't stop there. Even like blister packs for your medication or vitamins, baby products as well. You can be recycling them at Boots and turning that into Boots points, which is essentially you can use to get money off your purchases. So I I just thought everyone kind of knew about this, or majority of people knew about it, but I was not expecting that video to blow up. Like, I feel like so many people's minds have been blown that they've been chucking their products in the bin when you can actually take them back and get points. So there's other retailers that do it as well, like John Lewis do it.
H&M? Isn't that
H&M
one of the
do it with clothes.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head how many clothes it is, but I'm sure you can get £5 off when I think you spend £20 or £30 at H&M for returning clothes.
I think it used to just be like you would take one bag, you would get a £5 voucher.
And I'm certain it doesn't have to be from H&M. It can be anything, and it can be any sort of. It can be like a cushion cover. It has to be fabric.
Yeah, it's just any fabrics, yeah.
And then M&S did it as well. They had a really good one that you just had to put one item in the box, in the recycling box, and then you scanned a QR code and you got a free bag of Hershey Pigs. But I just noticed like 2-3 days ago that they've stopped it.
I saw that on your story actually.
So
That's such a good one,
don't throw your stuff in a bin. Have a quick Google for the retailer that you want to buy something from, and just see if they have a recycling scheme where you can return like clothes or empty beauty products and turn that into money.
Just so smart.
I know.
It's like I just don't have those brain cells.
I know.
Yeah.
I've not got that in there.
I know.
Yeah, you do. It definitely does. I feel it's not made easy for us to save money. You do have to put effort in, and a lot of people get hung up on the small details of, well, you've just spent 10 minutes doing that, that's not worth my time, I'll just go buy it full price for the sake of that effort. But I always try to view as the time saved versus what you would get paid at your job in an hourly rate.
True.
So if you're spending 10 minutes and it saves you, say, £10, then if you're putting that into, that's essentially, this might be girl mathing it a little bit, but if you are turning that into how much that you would have earned for an hourly rate for that time period, it's when you start switching your mindset to that, you can really see how valuable those small savings are.
I can imagine it becomes quite addictive, by the way. There's little hits of like endorphin, serotonin.
Ding, ding. But even you're saying that out loud there, like, people are just saying, can't bother wasting 10 minutes looking for something cheaper. What? Like, how stupid is that when you hear you actually saying that? It's like, why not?
Yeah, especially when you've worked for that money. And
exactly.
we all work hard for our money. This is something I try to get across all the time. You've traded your time for that money and you've worked hard for it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep more of that in your pocket, because those small savings can be adding up to hundreds or even thousands of pounds a year, again, depending on what you're buying. That I just don't know why you wouldn't want that extra money in your pocket, because think of what that can unlock you to be able to do. Or you could, even looking at the long-term goal, all those savings could allow you to potentially retire early if you're able to like invest more with what those savings are. So I just feel like there's so much that we're just stuck in a rut of just doing like the low effort things that you just need to look at ways to save money that are easy.
I think it's funny you say that, Chloe, because I feel like what you're saying is absolutely right. But I think if people could visually see what they're saving, there's a question later which we'll ask later on in the episode, but if people could see and track their saving, I think that would encourage people to keep doing it. If they can be like, oh my God, this week I've saved this by doing this, and this. But it's hard because you just think, you don't really understand what it's adding up to until the very end of the year. If somebody said to you, this year you saved £2,000 by just doing 10 minutes, you would keep doing it.
Yeah.
Whereas each time you think, oh, it's a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
But actually,
if you,
it does all add up to whatever.
Definitely.
Anyway, so what do you love and hate the most about working in social media?
So I love that it's been able to come my job, and it's such a low barrier to entry. Like, it's free to post on social media. So I love that there's that opportunity for everyone to potentially monetize something that they love, and you actually don't even need to monetize it. Just see if it just gives you enjoyment and a creative outlet. So I love that. I love having, as we were chatting about earlier, I love having the freedom. I can spend the whole day with my dog. I can take her out to walk anywhere. I don't have to ask people permission for holidays. Just things like that. Like, there's days I wake up and I'm like, I just don't feel in the mood for working today, so I can just get my essential stuff done and then take the rest of the day off. I love having that flexibility. I definitely do work more than I did in my old job. So I just love the barriers to entry and sort of the freedom it can give you as well. And you can really create something that's your own. What I don't love is my screen time. It's ridiculous. So I just spend so much time on my phone, and yeah, I should probably get a second phone, but I know I'd then just spend double the time between two phones.
I know, I'm the
so,
same.
yeah, I just feel that,
Sometimes you feel like your brain is like mush, don't you?
and I'm probably not that present in my life a lot. That's something I really need to work on, is kind of maybe having better boundaries to, I actually stop work at this time. But it's hard because social media can be like, it's my job, but then I also enjoy scrolling social media to look what other people do, just kind of like how someone who's not a content creator, influencer, has a social media presence, how they enjoy social media. I still like that side to it. Of
course, yeah.
But then my work brain doesn't switch off being like, oh, I like the way they filmed that. Oh,
Same.
that's a good way they've done that. So I feel like it's just,
I know.
my phones just work.
Yeah, I was going to say that there as well. Like, even when you've worked in marketing, it's so hard to watch anything, see anything, read anything that's got any sort of message and not think they're talking shite.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't actually mean that though. Or they've probably had to jump through loops, holes, everything to get that message signed off. Like, it's so hard to not look at it with a work brain.
Definitely.
Like, I think of the guys here who work in like television, I think, your life must be miserable because you just must tear apart TV.
Yeah,
But it's
that's true.
Everyone obviously has that, like, with their own job. Like, builders will think of the way things have been built, whatever. But it's,
that's true.
But marketing and social media is quite an annoying one to have that with.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
'Cause it's just
Like
everywhere.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that.
No, that's a really good answer, actually. Sorry, just back on the question before. Can you just tell us briefly about the 2 other viral videos that I noticed? Well, you know what? You've actually had fucking hundreds of viral videos, but these were the 2 that I'd noticed. Business class flight one. I really love that one.
So I only found this out maybe about 3 years ago, that I was chatting to my brother because we were looking at going to Thailand, and he was like, oh, so are you aware that instead of flying from the UK, if you fly from an EU airport, your business class flights will be half price? But he just said it on like
a whim.
And then I was just like,
sorry,
you've
what?
been gatekeeping this for years. Why? So, yeah, there is a hack that if you are flying from the UK for various reasons, happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, but I believe it's due to like demand, competition, taxes, operating costs and all this, that your flights are so much more expensive flying from a UK airport. Where if you fly from an airport in the EU, just for all those reasons I mentioned, it's much cheaper. It can be like half price. So we recently went to Australia, and our flights were half the price compared to what they would have been from Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester, London. Now, obviously, you need to factor in your cost of getting to the EU. Now, I've mentioned this all in the caption of that video, but I'll just run through it here so no one just goes and books this and has a panic. But you want to give yourself enough time to get to that EU airport as well. So the ones we usually fly from are either Frankfurt, Dublin or Amsterdam. That's for the routes I've gone, found them to be the cheapest. So you just need to give yourself time because your 2 tickets are completely separate.
Yes.
So if your flight is delayed and you miss your business class flight, you're not going to get rebooked on a flight. You're not going to get your money back for that. So we usually go like 2 days before and have like a mini city break. It feels like you're starting your holiday earlier.
Yeah, nice.
Obviously, you do need extra time off for work with that. So just something to keep in mind. And obviously, you'll have like a hotel you need to stay in or whatever.
Yeah.
But for what your savings can be, like we save at least, even factoring in like the the positioning flights in the hotel and spending money in that, we still save at least £1,500 on our flights compared to flying from the UK. So again, that's money it's better in my pocket instead of an airline's pocket.
And I suppose you probably have people that comment you saying things like who would be buying a business class flight and all that. And it's funny because I guess your audience are people that want to save money, but we were talking about this. I'm someone that I spend a lot of money, but it doesn't mean that I still don't love a deal. Yeah. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever fly business class, and I know I could probably get it cheaper if I didn't fly business class, but who doesn't want to fly in a really lovely way to Australia, especially? Like, you're telling me that you wouldn't want that? Like, I fucking would. Jesus Christ.
I know, exactly. And
if I could afford it, I would.
Well, it could take it from someone who thinks, oh, I could never afford that. Like, it would never be something I can do, to thinking, oh, wait a minute, actually, if I look at it this way, maybe I could save up and do it one time. Or like, that's something that everyone, if you can, try and do it one time.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Like, I've only done it because I got a random upgrade on the way back from the Caribbean one time, but it was
Nice.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I just spent a month in St Lucia in a minging house volunteering, so it was great.
Yeah,
I was like, back to reality.
Yeah, I think it's easy. I think it's easy to for people to be like, well, the main thing I hear with flying business class from people is that there's a lot of people don't see the point in it because you're still getting to the same place at the same time. But also there are people that do want to spend on that, and it is value to them. Like with money, it's so personal. We all spend money in different ways. Like, I've got friends who buy Chanel handbags. That, to me, I don't see that as value. Like, that's not something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But I might book a business class flight that's obviously not the price of a Chanel handbag, but they don't see that as value. So there is such different things in what we all see. And as you're saying, it could just be a one-time thing. It could be for a special birthday, a honeymoon, like something like that, that it's just a real treat. And if you've been able to save money on like other areas of your life as well, you may be able to have money set aside and save up for that. So I think it's easy. I see a lot of judgment online on how people spend their money, but it's their money to spend how they want. As long as they're not harming anyone with how they want to spend their money, then just let people spend their own money how they want.
I do also think a lot of the comments, look, this is just me being me, right? But a lot of the comments of people saying stuff like that, it's because they can't.
Yeah. No, totally. And I think in their eyes, they think that no one else is like that. But like, what? So just someone, because they've got a lot of money, they shouldn't spend it just because you've not.
No, I know
what
exactly.
I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's just it's difficult, isn't it? What you should and shouldn't post online, and I don't know. I personally wouldn't ever get jealous of anyone with more money. I just think, good on you. I'd do the same thing.
I know. I just think, how can I get involved?
Yeah.
I want to do that too. Okay, right. What is your career highlight so far? I'm sure there's been a lot, but pick one.
Yeah, I would definitely say presenting on This Morning. That was just such a huge goal. I'd actually written it down on January last year. I wrote down in my goals list, and that's the first time I've ever written down goals list. I was like, I should probably have a bit of accountability now. I'm like doing this full time, and there's not like a manager telling me to achieve XYZ.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote down specifically be on This Morning, and then about 3 weeks later they emailed me, which was mad. So yeah, I presented, it was maybe 4 to 5 times last year.
No way, so it was more than once?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. But yeah,
That's amazing.
It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I still can't believe I did it. As you might have heard me speaking here, I do have a bit of a stammer and like a struggle with my words. So I was terrified of presenting on live TV, just because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have like a complete blank where if they ask me a question and I physically can't say my words, because there's times that I can't even answer the phone and say hello. Like, my words just don't come out, and then I was completely fine on it each time.
You?
So yeah, which I was just
amazing.
That's amazing. I'm so glad.
Yeah, so surprised by that I was actually able to do it. So it wasn't just the being on TV thing, it just felt like such a huge personal achievement for me to get that.
That's amazing.
Me as a kid, being that I couldn't even say my name sometimes, to then being able to speak on TV.
That's
was
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, that is really
so much.
That is a great achievement to have.
So were you nervous?
I was really nervous. So they got me in the day before. So I was down in London on the train down. I was messaging my husband and my family chat, being like, I'm actually just going to have to get off at the next station and leave and get the next train back home. I'm so nervous. And then when I got to the studio, I was surprisingly okay. They said, we'll do like a little demo run through. And then they said, they were like, by the way, the producer or the editor of the show is going to come down from the gallery and actually like stand and watch you do your like your rehearsal just now. So I was like, oh no, it's a lot of pressure that he's right in front of me. So I ran through it, and then he was like, oh, okay, so is this your first time presenting on TV? And I was like, yeah, it is. And he was like, haha. And I was like, no, it really actually is. And he was like, wow. He was like, you smashed that. So I was like,
oh, that's amazing.
So then I think because I had that, it just gave me that like kick the next day. And it's only about or 8 minutes that you're on for anyway, and it goes by in a blur. I came off, I was like, I have no idea what I just said. I was like, have I just sworn?
Did you watch it back?
I have no idea. I did, dying inside watching it. I went out with my family later that night when I got home, and my brother, he'd picked me up from the train station, and then he was like, right, okay, let's put it on. He sat and made me watch it about 3 times, and I'm like, I can't
Please make it stop.
watch it again. And then I've never watched it back since then. For any of the other times I was on it, I was like, I just can't. I'm fine if I'm doing a video and like I'm editing myself to post on social media because I've scripted it. I know exactly what I'm saying and have taken several attempts to get
it right,
each line just right. But the fact it was just a one and done live TV, that if I messed it up, it's out there forever and everyone's seen it.
I could never do live TV. I'd probably get cancelled. I'd say something I shouldn't.
I think I agree with you there, Trish.
Oh, hilarious. So let's move on now to some deals and tips.
Cool.
What is something you personally are on the market for buying, but you just can't justify the price?
So this is probably a bit niche, and well, not niche, but I know this is going to sound ridiculous. So I'm looking at buying a car just now.
Yeah.
So my husband and I just have one car because I work from home all the time, which we just don't need to. So I sold my car a couple of years ago. But my dog is a princess and she doesn't like my husband's car. So I think, whilst the boot's fine for her, she's just used to a bigger boot.
Yeah.
So she just absolutely hates going in the car, and it makes me sad. And then we can't like go on day trips or anything with her now because I just don't want to put her through that stress.
Yeah.
So I need to buy a car for the dog.
For Princess.
Yeah, which just seems ridiculous.
What kind of dog have you got, please?
A golden retriever. She's called Poppy. She's like my entire world. I think I'm like unhealthily obsessed with her.
No, it's fair enough.
So yeah, I need to do that. So I obviously don't want, obviously the cars I all like, I think, because I've gone from not having any expenses with a car.
Yeah.
That I was like, I just don't want to pay for a car again.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, so I don't want to take one on finance because I feel like I've broken that taking a car on PCP cycle, that I don't want to go into that, especially being self-employed now. I don't want to have a monthly payment.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at just maybe getting like a cheap car for like 3-4 grand or something, but I'm just like,
Begrudging paying
buying
that.
a car for a dog, this is so ridiculous. And like every single person I say that to, they're just like, Chloe, you need to get a grip of yourself. But
But
I'm
she
like,
is a
she's
big
my
dog
baby.
though as well.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
can't be trapped in a tiny wee boot either. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, so
Definitely if it was like a wee tiny
Yeah.
fluffy dog and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
But she needs her space.
I know. So yeah, that's my current thing that I've said, right, I'll do it when I'm back from holiday, which is now, which I've still not done it.
You're busy with this.
Yeah.
We're important things, priorities. I feel like cars in general though, I need to get a new one in a month, and I just thought of even just thinking about what to get and the money that you need to spend on it. I'm just thinking, it's a waste. It's not a waste because you need it in every day, but it's a lot of money, aren't they, cars?
Expensive.
And I feel it's really easy with a car to just give yourself a budget, and then you'd be like, oh, well, there's that one that's a bit more. And then you see that one, you're like, oh, well, for a little bit of extra money, I can actually get that even better one. So I think it's very hard with a car to try and make a sensible decision. So I'm just really trying to sense check myself that I'm not just being ridiculous and it is the right decision, and not get trapped in that cycle of being like, oh, well, I could get one a bit more expensive, a bit more. And then before you know it, you've like completely blown your budget and you're trapped with a car that's extortionate.
Yeah. And what's your best purchase that has had a massive saving as well?
I always usually say our honeymoon, this was 5-6 years ago, I spent so long on that holiday trying to get us the best deal. So basically I just like played kind of lots of different travel agent companies off each other. So I knew exactly where I wanted to go. And
where was that?
And it was the Maldives we went to. Oh, unreal. But there was a specific island I wanted to go to, and there was only select places that were like, there only seemed to be some places that were offering like complete holidays there. So I started off with one. Their quote was ridiculous. So I went to like the next place and be like, this is a quote they've given me, can you beat it? So they then beat it and then took that to the next one and gave them that quote, and then they then beat it. So basically I literally repeated that cycle on my lunch breaks for about a week or 2 weeks until I finally got a price that was in our budget and included like lounge access, including an overnight stay on like this private island. It included like an upgraded room. So just spending that effort, like we saved thousands on that holiday.
Wow.
So it just shows if you're willing to put effort in. And again, it's come back to what I said earlier about your kind of your saving versus your time. If I put that into say, an hourly rate again, it was like would have been a huge hourly rate.
I bet you enjoyed doing it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was fun.
Especially when it's for such like a big sort of life event as well. Like it just makes it more special.
Definitely.
There'll be so many people listening to this that are planning a honeymoon as well.
I know.
Yeah. And in terms of the best deal that I think my community have ever benefited from, this one is one that always sticks out. So it was about 2 years ago, there was a Bobbi Brown deal at Boots, and it included like the Bobbi Brown face base that is probably one of my most requested products. I get asked every week for deals on it. There was a set, and for the price of if you were to buy a full-size face base on its own, this set included about 4 to 5 products, including the full-size face base, for less than the price of the full size. So it was such a good deal. And I think collectively, with how many people bought that deal, I saved my community over £30,000 in the space of like 15 hours, which when you think that's £30,000 that, as much as I love Boots, absolutely love them, that's £30,000 that hasn't gone into Boots or Bobbi Brown's pocket, but is now staying in the pockets of my followers. So that just makes me feel so good that there's, again, just these small savings.
And let me tell you now, Boots and Bobbi Brown, the commission, the uplift and that they make on each product, they ain't missing out on that thing.
So I just
they'll just be buzzing that deals away off the shelves.
Because that's actually bringing people into maybe trying their product as well. So in turn, it'll make them more money in future anyway.
There were so many people that were like, I've been wanting to try this for ages, but I could never justify the price of it on its own. Or they tried in like, they didn't know, but Boots did at the time.
Did they?
Yeah, which
So did you actually work with Boots then?
Yeah, I have. Last year and the year before, I was working with them. So yeah, it's like
they'll be like, who's this girl selling out my product?
Shopping all the time, and they always have such good deals, especially
on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Yeah, definitely. There's a £10 deals, but in the run up to Black Friday and Christmas, I think they're the best beauty retailer for deals.
Well, that's what we were going to ask you next. What's your thoughts on Black Friday then?
I think if you plan ahead, it can be great. If you're just seeing a deal and buying it because it's on sale and you thought, at some point I want to try that, I'll just buy it because it's half price. I feel that you can get good enough. If you know how to shop smartly, you can pretty much get those deals all year round. You just need to know where to look and sort of be smart about times that you're shopping. Yeah. But with Black Friday, if you're planning in advance, you've written your list, you've benchmarked your prices to know, say for example, Bobbi Brown face base, say if you know it's usually, what is it, about 40, 50 quid. If you know it's usually that price, but on Black Friday it's 25, then that's great. But if it's only £35, you know you can probably get that price all year round, so it's not that good a deal. So it's just being smart about how you are shopping and just not getting sucked in because there's so much hype around something.
So much noise, isn't there?
I think as well now with Black Friday, it's just different now. It lasts for so much longer. Like, I'm definitely the type of person that doesn't plan and just think, oh fuck, white companies get 20% off, I'll get Christmas presents. Like, I'm the person that I shouldn't be.
I get so overwhelmed by it now. So much so where I see so much and I'm just like, I don't end up buying anything at all.
Yeah.
Because there's too much going on. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and something that bugs me as well is there's so much confusion on when you should actually shop on Black Friday. Like, are you best waiting until actual Black Friday? Like, the deals usually start at the beginning of November. So if you see a deal at the start of November, do you get that? Are you worth waiting a few weeks? Is it better wait until Cyber Monday, which is after Black Friday?
Yeah, like what's going to have the biggest deal?
But one that I loved last Black Friday was Superdrug. They were transparent about their deals, so for the first 2 weeks it was just member only prices, but those were the prices, and then after those 2 weeks it opened up to everyone, so even if you didn't have a Superdrug card. But they said from the start of the month, these are our deals for the month, so there's none of that like pressuring people into buying at a certain time. Me personally, I'm not a fan of like you only get this price if you have a loyalty card. I know a lot of retailers do it, especially supermarkets. It really bugs me. Like, if you're offering that price for one person, just give it to everyone. I know obviously there's value in the data they're getting from you scanning your card or whatever.
True,
but that's something that frustrates me. Like, just give everyone
it,
that deal.
Yeah, because sometimes you can save an awful amount of money when you, like, especially Tesco Club Card, the yellow stickers now, it's like I can save £15 at my shop just by tapping my card. But I'm like, but the person next to me probably is still paying full price.
Definitely.
I know.
Well,
There's I don't think those deals are always as good as they seem.
yeah, definitely.
Which, you know, the company that like is very for consumers and what they post and kind of help you navigate things like that. I'm sure they flagged an investigation into some retailers that maybe were overinflating. This, don't quote me on this and sue me, but like, or maybe like potentially just the deals aren't as transparent
like
as they seem.
So they can then
so it seems like their regular price might potentially be higher than what their deal price is to make it look better. So I think there's kind of a bit of a grey
tell you who
area
the
around
worst people for that, and we've always flagged it. Nasty Gal, Boohoo, Ego, all those shoes.
Fast fashion.
I actually can't cope. I screenshotted a pair of shoes once, and again 2 weeks later, they said that these shoes RRP were like £120. They weren't. They were £44.99 full price before, and they were discounted. So they were saying that then it was discounted to £60. I thought that was never that price.
Yeah,
you've completely lied, and they do it all the time. I don't know how the fuck they get away with it. I don't.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
I thought that cheap ass shoe was never 120 quid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's easy to fall for it the first time you see that, but it's not until then weeks later that you click onto the marketing and then you feel a bit scammed.
Yeah, totally. What are your thoughts on cashback apps?
So I love them, but I'm interested to hear what your thoughts on them are, because I think I probably know what you're going to say about them.
Well, I remember using Top Cashback, honestly, years ago when I was getting a new phone. Mm-hmm. And it did pay me back £100, which is a lot of money, especially when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think I was probably part-time working at the time. But it did take about 6 months, and that was just too long for me. But now, I must admit, I don't go through anything like that.
Mm-hmm. No,
and my mum and my brother are quite good at being like, if you check Top Cashback, whatever, I'm like, the person you described can't be arsed. And I'm like, no, I'm just buying it, whatever. But I'm like, that is stupid. Like, I know it's stupid, but I just need to be better.
Yeah. I've not used any before except that We Shop, which I think everyone feels like they've been scammed on.
Yeah.
But I would love to know your thoughts.
Yeah, so a lot of people, when I mention cashback, they're like, it's a scam, I'm not doing it. Like, so many people just instantly think it's a scam. And I'll be honest, I thought that as well before I used it. I was like, I think just having the word cash in it, you instantly think, is this going to be a scam?
Yeah.
So, but it is probably the easiest way to save money. So there's so many different types of cashback. I won't run through it all just now because people have to download so many apps. But essentially, it's money back for your normal shopping. So you mentioned Top Cashback. I love that one. I'd argue it's probably the most complex one to use. So see if you're able to use that, all the other cashback apps will be a walk in the park. And I know you're saying you've not used it for a while, but it's literally adding one extra click onto your shopping process. So instead of you going straight to River Island, for example, you just search for River Island on Top Cashback, click the button, and then you'll get a percentage of your money back. So it's just getting into the habit that takes a bit of time with cashback apps. Now, there's different types. So you can get the ones like Top Cashback where you're going onto their app or website and clicking through. You can then get automatic cashback, like with your bank card, for example. So say with Chase Bank, you get 1% cashback automatically just for using your debit card. So you literally don't need to do anything. That's like the easiest way to start. And then there's, say, bank accounts like Virgin Money that you'll know there's like the cashback section where they have really, really good offers on there, and it's personalised to you as well. There's then a gift card cashback, which I'm sure you guys have been given a gift card for a birthday before, and you just spend it in store or online like a normal, instead of paying me a debit card, you're paying with a gift card instead. So you could just buy gift cards for your normal everyday shopping. Let's say you're going into Sainsbury's. You can buy a gift card for your shopping and you get instant cash back on that. So say there's an app I use called Cheddar, and the last time I checked, Sainsbury's was maybe like 2.5% or 3%. So you can just buy a gift card and instantly you're getting that amount of money back. It's not It's not a huge amount, but I'm sure if you were in store anyway and someone said, oh, we've reduced all our prices by 3% today, you'd be pleased.
Yeah.
It's just kind of viewing it in that way. And instead of paying with your bank card, you're just paying with a gift card. And there's so many retailers that you can do that with. Now, obviously, I would only do it for things that you know you're not going to return. Say you went and bought £100 of stuff at B&Q and then you return it, your refund's going to go back onto your gift card, which if you don't shop in B&Q a lot, it's a lot of money to be left on a gift card. But say for like your groceries or like clothes or beauty products that you know you're definitely not going to be returning, then
you're not going to return much from Sainsbury's, are you?
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
You can even buy like a gift card, like a way that I actually do it. Say like I regularly just pop into Sainsbury's for a top-up shop because I usually shop at Aldi, and say I'll just put like £50 or £100 on a gift card, and then I've got that gift card for the month, and it helps me keep on budget as well. That is literally all the money I've given myself to spend at Sainsbury's that month. So if you find that you're shopping a lot,
actually.
like say you might want to buy a Boots gift card, for example. If you find you're spending too much money at Boots, you could buy a gift card, and then that's kind of you put your budget for a month. That could just be a good way to like help with spending as well, and you're getting cash back too.
There's an app that I use, and I think I've seen you promote it actually, and I don't think I've paid a phone bill now in like 3 months, but Airtime Rewards.
Yes.
How good is that app?
It's great, and that's such an easy cashback app to master as well.
Is it EE only?
EE, O2, I think Vodafone, giffgaff, and 3. So it's pretty much all the main networks and a couple of other ones. And you just link your bank card to it, and then every time you shop at retailers that they've partnered with on their app,
when I shop at Boots, because I shop there a lot, and Boots gives me so much money back.
Yeah, and it's automatic as well, so you don't have to do anything. You just link your card, and then
forget about it.
Yeah, and then it just gives you cash back. So I feel like each time you open up the app, you're like, oh, I just got cash back at this place. I didn't even know. I got that, and it's just a nice little bonus.
And Monzo as well, they've started doing one where you load them onto your card, and for me at the moment it's like Just Eat, Deliveroo. I think the one might be it might be ASOS, but they're giving you like 1%, 2%, and it will change though regularly with them. So they'll be like, oh, this month we've partnered with these, and they'd give you, and then it just in a little pot on Monzo, I've got like £2 or whatever, because I probably haven't shopped at those retailers. But imagine if you did.
Yeah. And then you can start being really smart about it, so you can stack the different types of cashback. So say Monzo are giving you, I don't know, 5% cashback at Just Eat, you could then make your purchase via Top Cashback. So search for Just Eat on Top Cashback, click through, and then you pay with your Monzo card, so you've just earned cashback twice.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's ways, if you're really smart about it, you could like triple or quadruple deal stack using discount codes and other types of cashback or gift cards. So there's lots of ways that if you're willing to put 10 minutes effort in, it might take you a bit longer at the start as you're getting your head around it, and just like
it's remembering to do it, isn't it?
And then that's when you can really unlock like huge savings.
I love that viral video you did of the deal stacking. You bought a top, is it from Stradivarius or something? You bought a dress, was it Zara or something? Can't remember.
I think it was a jacket from River Island.
That was it.
I think it's when I know.
And you're like, right, watch me get this down from this to this. And I was just like, how the fuck have you just done that?
Yeah. And that's a lot of the comments on that someone was like, I wouldn't go to all that effort just to save that amount. And I'm like, why not? Like once you get like that amount of effort, literally took me probably, if I was to do that, not recording it, it'd probably take me about 2-3 minutes max.
Yeah.
That you can then be saving that amount of money. So for anyone who's not seen the video, I think the jacket was originally £100. It was on sale. It was then on sale. We could buy a gift card, use cashback, like cashback on your bank card. Like there was maybe about 3 or 4 different ways that we were able to stack that saving to save over £70 on the jacket. That there is people that would have bought that jacket for £100. Yeah. But you've potentially only paid £30 on it. So that's in £70 that you can be putting into a pot for savings.
Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, why? See, if you think about it, why would you not do it?
Yeah, exactly.
I need to sort myself out.
We will need to go for lunch one day, and I'll just try
and show me everything.
Try and sort your life out.
Yeah. Because I'm that lazy person for sure. Yeah. Sadly, but I'll admit it.
Even just start with easy things, as you're saying, Jess, like using Airtime rewards, or just getting a bank card that gives you rewards, or even when you're booking holidays, like using a credit card that gives you points. I'm not massively clued up on the points airline side of things. It's something I'm trying to learn, but
it does sound
just
like-
even
When
like
you learn that, can you please let us know? Because I'm intrigued on getting it.
I know.
I want to get this Amex, what everyone keeps talking about for BA points, and I'm like, "Ugh, I buy a lot of flights, but I don't get anything back
same.
from it, and I know I could.
And I've never been one for having accounts. Like when I was at my last 2 jobs, I flew so much and I didn't, work would book it, but they always said we can link it to your accounts or whatever. Didn't ever do it. I'm like, that
You'd
was
have so many
stupid.
points.
Yeah.
I could probably get a flight to Australia if I didn't it.
You probably could have.
Honestly. And tell us more about your newsletter. What does that include? What can we find out from that? Tell us everything.
Yeah, so my newsletter is free, as you mentioned earlier, and it goes out every Wednesday night. So I actually need to write it when I leave here. So it includes the best deals and freebies that I found that week, money saving tips, like apps that I recommend to use, such as like the cashback apps we've been chatting about. So it's hopefully a very fun one-stop shop for like your roundup of deals that week and just helping you be smarter with your money.
Be savvy.
So yeah, it's good.
I'll be getting signed right up for that.
I already did. Did you notice?
Yes.
I
Thank
did
you.
see that come through in
Did you?
emails and I thought I'd better get into that.
Did you?
You're quite good at kind of like doing things and then it almost reminds me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a good partnership with it. Yeah. And is there any deals or freebies that right now you think are a standout we must talk about?
Anything you've seen
like
this week?
they change pretty regularly. Are majority of your listeners probably Scottish, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say you can get a free National Trust pass, but it always excludes Scotland. It's so annoying.
Oh, but we do definitely have English listeners.
Yeah, so
Irish, you name it. Fuck knows.
yeah, the website's called In Your Area, and they do this quite a lot, that you can get free National Trust passes. Usually have about 50,000 or so that they're giving away, and it's a family pass. So it's just a really great way to have to spend some time with the family, or like you actually don't even need to have kids and be a family to do it. It's just that it's valid for up to that many people. But yeah, it's only England, Wales and Northern Ireland. It always excludes Scotland, which is so annoying.
Probably because there's just so much stuff up here for like nature.
Yeah.
Natural nature.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, other deals as well. I feel like you've put me on the spot here.
I know, sorry about that.
There's always freebies that you can get by joining apps. For example, if you download Greg's, I'm sure you get like a free hot drink or something on it. So there's always things that you can look out for that. On Facebook, keep an eye out for free perfume samples. It's a really good way to try a perfume without having to buy it. 'Cause you know when you spray it in store on the little card thing, it never smells right.
Then?
So you might need to train your algorithm a little bit on Facebook for it. So even just like search for different perfume brands and go and like their Facebook pages, and then hopefully after a few days you might start to see these free samples coming through. And I have a box in my wardrobe that I collect them all and then take them if I'm going somewhere with just hand luggage.
That's amazing.
It's great for doing that. And in terms of deals that are available all the time, it would be things like recycling your empties and things that I mentioned like that. Obviously, with just by the time this podcast goes out, any time sensitive deals I mentioned will have been passed. So
yeah, definitely. I love that. Well, there we go. I have to get onto your newsletters. All they need to do is go onto your website and type in their email address.
Yeah, or just onto any of my social media platforms, so Instagram, TikTok or YouTube, and it's linked on there that you can sign up to it.
Excellent-y.
Love that. Right, in terms of discount codes, where is the best place to find them to know that they're legit?
So these are our listener questions now, by the way. They want to know.
So I would use a browser extension. So the one I personally use is PayPal by Honey, or Honey by PayPal.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so you can use it on your mobile and also on your browser on your computer. And it's a little plugin that sits at the top. So when you go on a website, and then when you get to the checkout, it will pop up and be like, hey, these are the discount codes we've got. And then you click apply and it will apply them all to find if any work for what's in your basket. Obviously, some might have
It'd be like welcome
expired.
10, some are 10.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a really good code to always try as well, is welcome 10, hello 10, like sort of different variations on that, because a lot of businesses, especially smaller businesses as well, I find use sort of those generic ones, which is a really good way to save money. And signing up to newsletters for your favourite retailers as well, because you always usually get a sign-up bonus.
You do,
I'm sure you
10 or 15%.
Yeah, most people probably know this, but and then they'll often send out discount codes as well. So for example, I got an email from John Lewis today, just for being signed up, that you can get £15 off when you spend £100, or £30 off when you spend £200. So it's always worth keeping an eye on your inbox. Now, obviously, if you sign up to loads of newsletters, your inbox is going to be spammed. So you could just create a separate Gmail or Hotmail or something, and just have that as where you sign up to all the newsletters.
And just keep an eye on it.
And then you know that that's just going to filter all like the deals through to that one without spamming up your main inbox.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I love that. Right, next question. Give us some savvy tips on how to ask or get an upgrade on flights or hotels when you get there.
So upgrades on flights, I don't really feel that's a thing anymore. I feel it's only usually probably if you have airline status. I don't think just asking for an upgrade really works. It's obviously, it hasn't ever worked when I've asked. I've had to pay for it. But for hotels, just email them in advance and just be polite and be like, hey, like, we're coming to stay with you on these dates. We're really excited. Been looking at reviews, blah, blah, blah. We're celebrating a special occasion. Like, it's been our wedding anniversary several times a year. And we go to hotels. And just be like super nice, being like, even if there's no availability for an upgrade, we're still really excited either way. And it's worth just chancing it. I'm sure a lot of people probably email hotels asking for upgrades, but if the hotel's or not empty, but if like the hotel's quiet and they've got availability, you might actually be lucky. So if you don't ask, you don't get. Exactly. And to be honest, I know a lot of people say like, oh, I feel embarrassed in case I then don't get it, but they're not even probably going to remember your email by the time you get there if there are no upgrades available. You might have a bottle
of champagne in the bedroom instead.
Yeah, like there's times I just email and say it's our birthday just to get like some freebies. So it's just that way. Like there's other people that are chancing it and asking it and are getting it. So you also may as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the best way for us to track our spending or savings? Like, do you use something to kind of see what you've saved overall?
Yeah, so I've actually got a tracker. If you're on any, and I put it on my website, but if you're on any of my social media platforms and click the link, you'll find it in there. So I created a savings tracker that you can put in which retailer you've saved at, how you've saved, like was it a discount code, was it a freebie, was it like cashback, and then you can be seeing what you've saved each month by the different methods.
So that answers that girl's question earlier. Love that.
And it's free.
Wow.
You've got all the answers.
She has. Okay, so I also noticed on your website that you've got a section talking about how you can make extra cash and like a side hustle. Have you got any tips for anyone that's wanting to make extra cash and what they could do? I saw one of your videos where you were lying around, you were like, I want to make some extra cash today. And you ended up finding an old mobile phone in your drawers and you sold it and you made £100.
Yep. Yeah, so obviously you can recycle your electricals and tech. So that was O2 Recycle I used for that, but you can use things like Mizuma, like there's different ones like that you can get paid for your old tech. And we probably all have a phone lying around that we've kept just in case.
Yes.
So go and raid your drawers and check that. My favourite one to make a little bit of extra money, and it's not very reliable, as in like you might need to apply a lot before you're selected, but it's market research. So brands will pay you for your opinions. You probably both know this if you've worked in marketing, that you need feedback on things sometimes. So you'd maybe do like a focus group or something like that. So you can basically get paid for that. So there's different companies. My personal favourites are user interviews and research opinions.
Yeah.
So if you just search them online and sign up to that, and then they'll email you ones that they think are relevant to you based on what your profile is, what your job is, maybe like what your income is, location, all that. And you can then apply to them. Now, you're not going to get every single one you apply to. It might be literally like 1 in 20 or 1 in 50 that you apply to. So just factor that, keep that in mind, that you're not going to get picked straight away. But you can potentially be getting kind of 30 to even like £200 an hour. Okay. Most I've been paid for one, I think, is about £150 for about, I think it was maybe like 2 or 3 hours. So again, putting that, as I said earlier, into what your hourly rate is at your job, it can work out really, really good. Now, it's not something that you're going to consistently get every month, but it's just nice as a little bonus.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
Amazing. Okay, so before we go into our final segment of the fun deal requests, how can we save money on our food shop, and what is the most requested bargain people ask you to find? It's your final 2 questions.
Saving money on your food shop, buying the cashback gift cards I mentioned earlier on the Cheddar app, and obviously signing up to like Sainsbury's Nectar and Tesco Club Card, as we touched on earlier. Another way, there's apps you can use, like there's one called Shopmium, which is where you can actually get freebies or really discounted items. So it is a cashback app. You would basically, I don't know, say there is orange juice on there. You'd go buy orange juice, you'd keep your receipt, take a photo of your receipt, photo of the barcode on the orange juice, and then it'll send you it, whether it's either free or a partial refund. Say it was usually £2, but you can get it for £1. They'll give you the £1 back.
Oh.
And then it just gets sent to you via PayPal.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's good. And then there's an app and website as well called Cherry Pick, which is basically like recipe boxes, but from your supermarket. So, you know, say like Gusto and HelloFresh.
Yeah.
They're really great when you get the sign-up offer that's like 65% off.
Yeah.
Like, I actively encourage you to use those because it works out way cheaper than what you get your
cheap.
than what you get your supermarket shopping for. But once your offers end, it's expensive. And being honest, I can't believe people pay that week in, week out. I know people like the convenience of it, but I'm like, just meal plan and go to the shops. You have to go to the shops anyway to get your other stuff. So yeah, I think it's so expensive. But the app called Cherry Pick, you can basically meal plan and do your shopping in seconds. So they've partnered, originally Sainsbury's, I think Tesco and Asda actually just went on it today. And you can browse all the recipes that are created by different guest chefs.
Yeah.
And then it will give you all the ingredients. You just tick items you do or don't want. Like say you already have oil, just untick oil, and then click add to shop, and it will add it all to your Sainsbury's online basket, for example. So what's good about it as well is when you're doing like the recipe boxes, it's like a tiny little packet of paprika and a tiny little packet of oregano. With this, obviously you can just order the full jar of things, and then if you already have oregano, just take it off. If the recipe says you need it, just like untick it because you already have it. And the AI is getting really smart on it as well, that it will say, hey, you actually bought oregano for a recipe 3 weeks ago, you probably don't need more. So it will kind of prompt you and start to learn what is and isn't in your cupboards. Yeah. Wow. So it'll start to learn what is and isn't in your cupboards so that you can then be saving money. And we've probably all been there when you get to the shop and you're like, oh, I can't remember if I have that at home, so I'll just buy it anyway.
I've got 3 jars of oregano at the moment. It's pissing me off. But we say this all the time, we waste food, don't we?
Yeah, I do waste a lot of food.
We do go shopping every couple of days, but if plans change and we eat out, that bag of lettuce will go in the bin because it's gone soggy, and it is annoying. So
it does really wind me up, actually.
Yeah. Well, what you could even look at doing, there's an app called Olio, I think OLIO, I'm not too sure how you say it, but if you've got something that's going out of date, just list it for free on there, and then there might be someone in your area that is looking for that and will swing by on the way home from work and pick it up.
Because I've seen they do that with supermarkets where you can go and buy a bag of like things that are going out of date.
Too good to go.
That's it.
Yeah. But this app's a good one as well because you can actually pick what you want. The stuff goes on it really quickly, so you do kind of need to be on it. But it's a good way that if you've got like if you've got a packet or something or a loaf of bread that you're not
going to use, you're going on holiday or something,
that you can just go and
give it to someone that might need it.
Someone that will use it.
Oh, I love that. That's a great shout. Right then, we're going to wrap this up. We need like a jingle for this bit, I think. Like a deal request. Yeah. Okay, so you do this thing on your story. How often do you do it? Every week, or where you ask people to find you something? They write in.
Yeah, maybe every few weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we asked our listeners, pick a few things that they want you to get cheaper. They've been thinking about it. They've been a bit apprehensive. And so we're going to say them to you and you've got to tell us.
Putting me on the spot.
Yeah, she's putting you on the spot. A mattress. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on a Simba or an Emma?
Okay, so I feel like they're the DFS of the mattress world where they constantly have sales and it's like, our sale's ending soon, and then it's on sale again the next day. I I've had one of each, and honestly, I'm just going to tell you to save your money and don't buy them.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, it's really convenient getting the mattress in a box and you can get it in a couple of days, but I just don't think they last long. So the Emma one was like sleeping on a brick. Like, I had such a bad back that I actually went back to a Simba after saying I'd never buy a Simba again, but I just needed a mattress like the Everyday Sap. And I just don't find they hold their shape. Like, we flip ours literally every month, and you still just get dips in it. And yeah, I think they're great, and they're like sleeping on a cloud for like the first few months, year or whatever, and then
it just
they're
changes.
just not good. And then when you contact them to say like I'm not happy with it, they send someone out and they're like, nah, it's fine. So yeah, I've maybe had a bad experience, but I would just say buy like a normal mattress.
Okay. Right, we had this one a lot.
Dyson Airwrap.
Airwrap. So these never used to go on sale, but I'd say in the last year we're seeing a lot more sales on them. The places you need to look for them, there's 3. So Boots, end of 2023, had it on sale a lot, or like additional points if you were buying it. QVC have it on sale every so often. They actually have loads of really good deals, especially for beauty products as well. Like
Elemis.
Really, really good. And then if you're a new customer, you can always get an extra £5 off with the code 5 for you. That seems to just be an ongoing code. And then also on Dyson's website, there's a refurbish section. Air wraps are sometimes on there. It's usually hair dryers that are on there, but because it's refurbished with Dyson, and then you also get a 1-year warranty as well. So
that's good.
I think that's quite a good option that you can maybe save about £100 on it, for example. Not sure how much they are just now, but yeah, those are 3 options. It's not something you get deals on all year round, and I find cashback often excludes
Air wraps.
It might exclude an air wrap. So
You get Boots points on it if you bought it.
Yeah, definitely. So it might be worth looking at. Boots often have
Double points day. Would you get double points?
I think so. And then they often have, if you're spending £60 for every £60 you spend on electricals, you usually get £10 a point. So it would work with that usually. That's maybe, they have that on quite often. So just keep keeping out your email from Boots for that. But
amazing.
Yeah.
And what about Ninja air fryers?
Ninja, the best place I've found to buy them from, because this is one I'm asked for all the time, is direct from Ninja.
Okay.
So they're usually on sale. I actually think they have a sale on just now. They usually do it at the end of each month. There's a sale. And then if you sign up to their newsletter, there should be a little orange box that pops up on their website. You can get an extra 10% off. And then you can get cashback via Top Cashback as well. So that's like a triple deal stack there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
The one that we were asked a lot was walking pads. A lot of people want a treadmill or a walking pad.
So I actually got mine on Amazon. So I can't even remember the name of it. So I'll, when this goes live, like I'll post it. So
Cool.
we can both get the link for it. But it's £189 and there's always a £30 voucher on it that takes it down to £159, and it's great. So obviously I can't vouch for other ones, but the one I've got is really great, and £159 seemed a really good price for it. And then you could buy an Amazon gift card. You could pay with a bank card that gives you rewards. So there's ways that you can then deal stack that as well, of course.
I'm obsessed with this deal stacking.
That's the answer to everything.
Yep, it is.
Have you deal stacked it?
Yeah. Can you deal stack me some Elemis marine cream, please?
Yes. So Elemis, for actually a lot of products, if you're searching for it, use a website called pricerunner.com. So it's like a price comparison website. So you would type in Elemis Marine Cream 50ml, for example, and it will show you all the retailers that they're aware of that have that and what price they're selling it for.
Oh,
so
that's clever.
You can then narrow that down to where it's cheapest. I'd imagine somewhere like Look Fantastic is probably a really good price, and then like whoever your favourite beauty influencer is probably has a code for Look Fantastic as well. There you go. We'll bring that down a bit as well. So basically you can narrow it down to where it's cheapest, and then from there you can be looking at maybe who offers free delivery, because you need to factor that in, maybe who's on Top Cashback, or you can buy a gift card for that you can save money. So that's usually a good place to start. And then you obviously want to check what price it is from direct from Elemis, so you've got that as your benchmark price of what you need to beat.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll round up with a couple of very important questions.
Okay.
What's your death row meal, and where's your favourite place to eat in Scotland?
Death row meal. Okay. Starter would be scallops.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
scallops. I used to go to Restaurant Bar and Grill in Princess Square, but I think it's closed now. But they did scallops with chili, garlic, and parsley or something. They were just so good. So I'd get that. Main would probably need to be a pizza. I'm just obsessed with pizza.
Fair enough.
Where would I get it from though?
Yeah, where's your favourite place to get a pizza in Glasgow?
Oh, I actually can't even think off the top of my head. I really like Amaretto and Bridge Weir. I think they just do nice pizzas, but I do prefer the Neapolitan ones. It's the more
Thicker,
yeah,
sourdough
which
base.
they don't do. I used to like Mozza when it was here, but I don't think that's here anymore. But they did really good pizzas.
Yeah,
with
they
kind of
did.
like thick doughy crust.
Yeah.
And dessert would be a melt in the middle chocolate pudding. That's like my go-to.
Yum.
Or even the Bruce cake from Get Baked. Have you seen? Like it's like the giant.
Like,
The giant cake, yeah.
I seen someone post about that actually, and I thought, "Man, that's
Insane.
great."
Like it's like impossible to get one. It sells out in like 30 seconds twice a week. Like it's impossible.
What?
So
That means we need it.
Yeah,
Get baked.
so good.
God.
So if ever my husband's down near Leeds for work, I'm like, can you pick some up on the way home? And I'm like, and I have a list from friends and family of
Yeah.
cakes to get as well. So good.
Okay, and your favourite place to eat in Glasgow?
Favourite place in Glasgow?
Scotland.
I actually really like Dishoom, but I feel like that's not like a unique
talking about
Scottish
that this
place.
morning.
I love Dishoom.
Yeah, if ever I'm through in Edinburgh, I always go there. Where else would it be? I really like Mini Grill. Their steaks are so good.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Never been. Did you go there, Zoe?
No, I went to what's their sister one called?
Macmillan?
No, that's on Sucky Hall Street.
Oh, I'm not sure.
But I'm sure it's the sister of Mini Grill. I can't remember
Right.
what that's called now.
I can't
They
think
do good
either.
steaks, do they?
Yeah, it's good. I feel like a lot of people rave about certain steak places in Glasgow, and I'm just like, it's fine. But yeah, there is like if we're like going for like an occasion meal,
You'd go there.
that's where we'll go, and it's not super fancy either. Like I'm not about like really fancy
Yeah.
meals, so like it's just like
Nice.
really nice, friendly
She's looking on the
service,
maps where it is.
casual. So yeah, it's good.
Love that.
I'm just trying to find out where I went because that's going to annoy me. But anyway, last one now. What's coming
Oh,
for
yes.
Chloe's
Come in.
deals?
Yeah.
Anything exciting we need to be watching out for?
Well, I am a finalist for Money Influencer of the Year at the British Bank Awards, so I'll find out on the 9th of May.
How do we vote?
I get that. It's already done all the voting, so they've invited me as the final two. So
Amazing.
I'll find out if I get that. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up too
Well,
much.
fingers
but
crossed.
I'm like really... Yeah, I'm excited. But yes, is that. So hopefully that will go well. And yeah, I just really want... I've
website.
just launched my website. Yeah, I need to start longer videos on YouTube. I'm just currently posting like my reels there, but I want to actually start a YouTube. I just feel like I really enjoy the short form content, but I kind of want to challenge myself with something
Yeah.
That's cool.
different and maybe do like street interviews with people and like,
Yeah, that'd be
like
cool.
what I'm kind of envisioning if say someone walks out a shop and I'll be like, hey, how much did you just spend in there? Because you
I'll
probably
show
could have
you
got it
how-
for less.
Yeah,
And
that's a really good
just like
idea.
show people
Love
in
that.
person what they should be
done.
saving. So if anyone needs help with shopping, please let me know and I can pretend we're doing a street interview.
That's well
so
cool idea.
yeah, that's kind of my goals for this year that I feel like I've said for like the last 3 years that they're my goals, but haven't done them. But this year's the year that I'm
This is
doing
the
it.
year.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right, well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been a
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me.
And I know,
been great.
thank you.
And if anyone wants to follow you, it's at Chloe's Deal Club
Yes.
on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes, that's
And
it.
your website is www.chloesdealclub.com.
That's it.
Easy peasy.
Smashed it.
Chloe's Deal Club for them all. Also, it's called Meat Joint.
Oh, is it?
Going to annoy you, wasn't
And
it?
that's a really good one as
Is
well,
it?
so you should try that.
I'll try that next.
Jason loves steak and he was impressed.
And
Yeah.
it's a sister restaurant
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah,
Right, guys,
thanks very
well, I
much.
hope you enjoyed that episode. Please let us know any comments if you love this episode and join us over on Patreon for Friday's episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.